What is Lethal Company? Why are we collecting scrap on abandoned moons? Where did these structures come from? And who are we working for? These questions and more are what we're going to be speculating on in today's video. If you've never played Lethal Company, here's a quick rundown. You spawn in a ship orbiting an unnamed solar system. According to the onboarding video, you have been contracted by a mysterious group referred to as the Company. They hire you to collect scrap on various abandoned moon facilities. You do this by choosing the moon to land on and venturing inside to collect items. Afterward, selling what you've collected on the company's moon. In order to progress, you need to collect enough scrap to meet the quota, only having 3 days to complete this task. If you collect more than enough, you make profit and can use these funds to buy upgrades like flashlights, a teleporter, or a ladder, all delivered by a rocket that lands nearby. While exploring the facility, you will come across many otherworldly creatures, some friendly, but most hostile. When witnessing the creatures, it's hard not to ask yourself, what are these things? How does a living Jack-in-the-Box come into existence? Or how is this nutcracker even alive? It begs the question, what was going on in these facilities before they were abandoned? During your adventures, you can come across many logged recordings left by someone named Sigurd, who is the main focus behind the lore right now. We can also see Sigurd's name written on a sticky note in the ship. If you type Sigurd's name into a terminal on the ship, you'll get a log left by him, which reads,
First log, August 22nd. Date, August 22nd, 1968. Hello, I'm writing this log to keep myself sane. I couldn't find a way to do the most basic thing on this old janky computer, so I had Desmond added in, the log feature. Till now I've just been adding my own notes to the bestiary, whatever I know. My brother said I should keep a journal, so I'm doing what I can. I'm writing in a professional manner, as these logs could become a historical record, as they will probably be here for years. Just as long as there isn't a clean wipe, that's what Desmond said. If you are reading it in the future, you are probably from another crew. The turnover rate here is enormous. Maybe because this job sucks and everyone turns over dead. Maybe I can give some help when I have some experience. End log.
He finishes off the log by saying his name, followed by his crewmates' names, Richard, Desmond, and Jess. From what we've heard, Desmond seems to be Sigurd's brother. The log also takes place 500 years in the past, the year 1968. The game takes place in the year 2500. Keeping that in mind, if we take a look at the next log, there's something that doesn't quite make sense.
Smells here. August 24th. Gosh, this suit is squeezing me like I'm a gosh damn mummy. I'm a grown man. Give it some space between the legs. It's killing me. I'm dying. Hope you're happy, Dad. I finally got a job. Screw you. Everyone here smells, especially Rich. I'm gonna throw him in the lake. I don't care what it's made of. I love being on camera duty. Oh, I forgot the date. It's August 24th, 1968. This keyboard has. Today we found a couple frying pans and a big nail, worth almost nothing. What is the company even using it for?
So, from what we've read here, even 500 years in the past, the moons were still abandoned, and the company was still collecting scrap. This basically rules out the theory that the company is retrieving their own items from buildings that they used to own, and it almost seems like it was ran by some organization that doesn't have anything to do with the company. Possibly somebody that ran experiments that caused all of these monsters to come into existence. The next log reads,
Swing of things. August 27th. We got in the swing of things the past few days. That's what Rich keeps saying. He smells like a rancid tuna can. Worst summer camp I've ever been on. Date is August 27th, 1968. We make sure someone always has a shovel for bashing anything that moves. And we always put someone on camera duty so they can open these big security doors with letters and numbers. Ask Desmond the Wizard how that works. I think he just types in the code that's on the door. That's it. We sold some goods to the company today at 70% value. I got my nerves chilled listening to the fucking psychotic sounds behind the counter. No one else gave any? Can't ignore that. My flashlight didn't even go back there. The beam just went dark.
This is where we get some insight on what we're actually doing with the scrap and see Sigurd's thoughts on the whole process. He explains that he hears psychotic noises and can't see into the opening of the sliding window at the company building, even with his flashlight. If we take a look at some of the game's audio files, we can listen to what Sigurd might have heard.
This wall cannot contain.
Hold on, what did that last one say? The first thing I think of when I hear these audio files is that the sound is made by something biological in nature. It's almost as if we're feeding an angry beast. Well, that last audio file may be the missing link in this theory. Obviously, we can tell that something intelligent is behind the wall, and it's using this robotic voice to somehow communicate. I sourced this clip from a website that lists every single audio file in the game. The audio file plays randomly when selling things at the company Moon, or rather, feeding whatever the wall is containing. Let's see if we can uncover any more evidence from the logs.
Golden Planet, August. I talked to a voice on the walkie-talkie. It was like a part of the screams. He told me the Golden Planet actually existed. It's not a legend. And he told me it didn't just hit a meteor. He said the planet was swallowed up by the beast, and they were in its body being digested. I asked what the beast is, and he said he didn't know. He said it ate the planet and they forgot everything. I couldn't get him to stop talking, but I said he was on the other side of a big wall and I could get him out. I said he was inside the building, and that's when he started freaking out. I couldn't make out a word. I think he said something about spitting out the rinds, so I just turned it off. What a whack. Jess says the Golden Planet is just a story. I said I know. I'm not an idiot. Well, she said I should quit, and she quits if I do. So she's staying.
So here we can tell Sigurd and his crew have had some new insight on what is actually behind the wall. We also find out about the Golden Planet. It was devoured whole by the monster behind the wall, and someone from inside the monster, still on the planet, managed to contact Sigurd. And considering there's still people on the planet, this next Easter egg might have something to do with that. On the company Moon, you might notice there's a trap door. When venturing downward, you find a railing overlooking an ocean. Turning around reveals something slightly hidden. If we jump over to this platform, we see some kind of machine that has been built right under the ship's landing spot. It seems to be a drill or battering ram, something that someone has been building to try to break through the wall, probably trying to break the people out. We can see 2 slots for power apparatuses and other missing parts, as well as a track that eventually leads the drill into the wall. Some theorize this was the work of Desmond, but as it stands now, it's hard to say. But anyway, I think it's time we finish Sigurd's story. I'm gonna skip forward a few entries due to them being unimportant. But to summarize, one of Sigurd's crew members, Richard, was killed by the Bracken. They reported to the company using a phone. In one of the logs, he found out that he can hear the screams through the wall with the walkie-talkie. Sigurd also convinces the remaining members, Desmond and Jess, that the screams are actually real. The next log reads,
Idea, September 19th. Date, September 19th, 1968. The past weekend, it feels like Desmond and Jess woke up. We're supposed to get our 4th member of the crew in a few days. We aren't taking any risks anymore. We don't get as much, but it feels safer, and I've gotten better sleep. But it's still ass. I can still smell Rich. I swear to gosh, he smelled that bad. I was talking about how the voice on the phone sounded fake. Then Desmond got this weird idea. He's the wizard and all, so he thinks there's a way to use the phone call I made to the company number to find out where the voice comes from. I don't know why he would want to do that, but he seems serious. He's been using the terminal a lot.
What's interesting is that there's actually another audio file that has to do with the telephone they've been using. When using it in-game, you can hear this, which might be the screams that Sigurd heard earlier.
Nonsense. September 27th, 1968. Desmond wants me to write down what we figured out and keep my nonsense to a minimum. So I'm going to put so much of my nonsense. Screw him. The new crew member is named Lucas, and he is so confused and scared all the time. What a baby. At least he doesn't smell like a monster. It's been so sunny even though it's September, and these suits don't take it well. Okay, so Desmond traced the call and found out there's a group of people somewhere else that pretends to call us from the company building. They are across the whole solar system. Why would they be so far away? Desmond says he doesn't know, but I think, what if there really is a big monster in the company building like the voice told me on the walkie-talkie? They trapped it, and we feed it to keep it tame. I just wanted a stupid job. Hiding, September 30th, 1968. I keep having bad dreams about the company building where the company breaks out of that giant concrete wall. But I don't know if it looks like anything. I just think it's really big and fast. We can't figure out a way to know if the voices on the phone are real. Desmond says it's too far away. I asked him if he could take control of the autopilot, and he said I'm crazy, and that could kill us. Yes, I am crazy, Desmond. He says we would have to get our own private flight to go to the coordinates, and who knows what would actually be there. So what if it's nothing? I started wondering how I can't remember how we really got here. No, I just remember little things like the shuttle flight to the building where we signed our contracts. But I don't remember getting on the shuttle. I don't even remember saying bye to Dad. In my dreams, it feels like the company isn't trapped in there at all. It's just hiding. I don't know if I'm going home.
This is the final log we get from Sigurd, but there's actually one more left by Desmond.
Desmond, October 15th. Desmond, October 3rd, 1968. I'm encrypting these logs to keep them hidden, as I fear the system will be wiped if they are found. It's all a guise. We're supposed to think it's all just a transaction, but our real job is keeping an incredible terror fed. How long until its fullness ends and its hunger is insatiable? God knows, maybe it has to do with all these desolate moons. Whoever reads this, I am sorry to burden you with this. Please have a good day and night, as what else is there for us to do?
That's everything we know so far, and there's a lot of unanswered questions. Firstly, the discrepancy between Desmond's dates, or why the calls are coming from all the way across the solar system. And is there even really a company, or is it just the monster? If you have any ideas or thoughts, please do let me know in the comments below. And just as a disclaimer, this is mostly speculation on my part, and I do think the story will most likely develop differently. I also was influenced by a bunch of theories that I read online, so please keep that in mind. Thank you for watching. I plan on making more videos like this, so if you enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe.